Hi everyone. Today I'm going to share with you some lessons I learned in the early days of my career. As we all are into few weeks into the internships, summer internships, I hope this will be helpful for you to continue with your internships and also in your future careers. So if you are summer interns, this can really help you. And in case you are not an intern and you are a seasoned professional, or if you are mentoring summer interns, I hope these lessons will help you to encourage your interns to implement these lessons. So let's get started. What is the first lesson I want to share with you? It is the importance of asking questions. Why is this important? Because it is the best way to learn a new technology or to learn about a new environment. It shows also how well you listen because in order to ask questions, you have to pay good attention to what your team members are presenting, what other speakers are presenting. So that's a very important skill that you are mastering by asking questions. And also, it indicates that you don't leave room for doubt or assumptions. Because when you ask questions to clarify things, that shows you don't leave any room for doubt. And also, if majority of your team members are seasoned professionals, they don't have that fresh graduates perspectives, and by asking questions you are bringing that perspective the fresh graduates bring to a team, because seasoned professionals, they are used to think in the same way all throughout these years, and a different perspective can really bring good value to the team. And also, it shows your courage, how much courage you have to ask questions in a team meeting. I want to share with you two stories regarding asking questions. One of my early managers told me it does not mean when somebody is not asking questions, that doesn't mean that they don't have questions or they understood everything. But if you're asking questions, that shows you have the guts to ask the questions, you have the courage to ask questions. So she encouraged me to ask questions very early in my career. And I want to share with you another story. It was a situation where our product owner was super frustrated uh, because we were part of a site reliability engineering team. And for some reason, our AWS CloudWatch metrics are disappearing beyond 30 days. So, what we had every time was only the last 30 days, and all the previous CloudWatch metrics are disappearing, and no one could find a solution. We had some senior tech leads, some senior engineers, a manager. We all got on a call, but no one had an answer. And even they reached out to the AWS support team, but they were not happy with their answer. And they were super frustrated at this time. And they could not find a solution or root cause for this problem, and they were right about to drop the call. I was just Googling um, on the internet, and I saw some documentation page from the AWS, and I just asked, hold on everyone, I'm going through this page. I don't know if this is helpful, but it gives you some indication why these metrics are disappearing. And I just shared my screen, and that really made sense and that really solved their problem. So what it said was, if your frequency for the matrix, if it is like 1 minute frequency, you can keep only like 30 days. But if it is every 5 minutes or every 1 hour, you collect metrics, then you can go for like 3 months or 6 months. So that really makes sense, right? If you collect 1 minute metrics, that requires so much storage and you cannot have that much storage. That is why you are restricted to just 1 month. But if you go beyond that, if you go for a less frequency, you can go beyond that 30 days period. So that really helped. And what I did, I didn't do anything complex. I was just using the right combination of words in my Google search, and just I had the courage to share, even though it did not make sense much to me. I had the courage to share it with the team, which made a lot of sense for them, and the problem is solved. So never think your opinion, your questions are not important. Just raise them and they will assess, and sometimes that could bring a new perspective. So that is why I want to encourage you all to ask questions. The next important lesson I want to share with you is the importance of meeting your skip level. We all have this fear. Oh, he's two levels above me. What should I ask? What will he think? Am I stepping over my manager by meeting the skip level? These are like the doubts I had. I am just an intern. What can I talk to him? I'm here for a couple of months. So we have that negative uh, imposter syndrome uh, when we are going to meet the skip level. And also, the best part is, or the worst part is, sometimes when you schedule skip levels, because their life is so busy with other important meetings, sometimes they had to reschedule multiple times. And I remember one time that my manager asked me to schedule a skip level. She said, it's good for you to know your manager, and it's good if your skip level manager knows you by name. And she encouraged me all the time, but I was delaying it, procrastinating about it, and it never happened. You know how much time I delayed it? Almost 3 years. Never do that mistake. So even after I scheduled it after 3 years, he had so many other meetings. He was rescheduling it like 3 times. And I was worried, is this my skip level manager don't want to meet me, doesn't want to meet me? And all these things will come to your mind, but go ahead and schedule in their team's calendar based on the availability and send a message. Hi, so and so. I just scheduled a skip level one-on-one with you just to share what I am working on and to learn from your experiences. Just put a message in the team chat in addition to the meeting, or you can put that in the meeting description as well and have that schedule. So why it's important to have a skip level one-on-one? Because it gives you visibility. Your skip level manager knows you one-on-one, and you can learn from their experiences. That is one of the most important things of meeting the skip level, because most of the skip levels have over 10, 20, or even 30 plus years of experience. I still remember my first one of my recent one-on-ones. I talked with my skip level, and he has actually started development in the year I was born. So he was so much experience. I could ask him questions like, uh, how do you see the development landscape from the year I was born to now? And what skills you think are important in this new era? So likewise, I had so many questions I could ask him because he had so many years of experience. And when you talk with the skip level, you can see the big picture, because they are two levels above you. They are managing a bigger team. They manage bigger systems that will really help you to understand the big picture of your company, of your team, of your organization. And also, it gives you insights into the challenges two levels above you. Because currently you are working with very ground level technical problems, but when you reach that um, two levels above you, or at least one level above you, you are handling different set of challenges, sometimes managing teams, sometimes managing vendors, sometimes managing external suppliers. So all these different challenges you get to experience in your current level if you have those one-on-one conversations with your skip level. So those are super important things when you get promoted, when you move up in your career. And also, you can build a stronger relationship with your skip level. Why this is important? Because in case your internship needs to be converted to a full time or a return offer, your manager will need to take approval from your skip level. So it's always good you have that one-on-one connection, stronger connection, relationship with your skip level, so you can get that approval straightforward. So think about this and have your skip level meetings scheduled. So if you are in internships, I highly encourage you to have at least two skip level meetings, one in the early few weeks in your internship and then one closer to the end, just to highlight what you did, what you accomplished and all. So the next important question you have, what are you going to talk in your skip level? So for that, I have a very small framework you can use. You usually go with like 1 to 3 tasks or projects that you are working with, and also if you can highlight their business impacts. What are you trying to improve? How many teams are impacted by your improvement feature delivery? Highlight them and also be grateful to your team members and share what you are learning from each of the team members. And if it is the final meeting with your skip level, celebrate what you accomplished during your internship and what will be the future plan. What do you think is the future direction for this project? Share your opinions openly with your skip level. And some important things, ask for feedback all the time, seek their mentorship. How would they approach at a particular challenge? And you can also share about your past internship experiences if needed, and you can ask about their experiences, different startup experiences they had, different global organization experience they had. All those things you can ask. And also you can also share some of the challenges you face in your work and how you overcame them. These can really help you stand out in your organization as an intern. And don't go into too much technical details at your skip level, because most of these skip level managers, they are not daily using challenging like solving technical problems, so you don't need to go into technical details unless they ask. And also do not exceed more than 30 minutes, because they have very busy schedule, because sometimes with the flow the conversation might drag beyond 30 minutes. So always ask them, do you have any other meeting? Is it okay to take few extra minutes? Always get permission before you go over the 30-minute time. And also do not schedule it too often, because they have a very busy schedule, lot of meetings with other stakeholders and other um external organizations. So do not schedule it too often, more than every 2 months. So that is the importance of having these skip level meetings, and the importance of talking these points, these following this framework in your skip level meetings. The next lesson I want to share with you is the importance of reaching out to your team members beyond your mentor. In most of your internships, you will be assigned a mentor to reach out to for your problems. But don't limit to only to that mentor. You should be able to reach out to all the other team members, because that will really help you to build good relationships with them. Why important? Because you can easily get support for your current challenges in your projects, and you can learn about your next role, because those other team members would be junior staff members, junior engineers who will be in the next role that you want to be in. So you can learn what their day to day looks like, what kind of challenges they address, all of that. And also you can learn from their experiences. You can also learn about their expertise. So when you have one-on-one meetings with your team members, you can learn what their expertise is. Sometimes they may be expert. They may have expertise in use experiences. Sometimes they may have expertise in the cloud, they may have expertise in the background. So when you identify the strengths of each team member, when you have a challenge in that particular domain, you can easily reach out to them. So that is how important you have these one-on-ones with each of your team members. And also it gives you visibility onto what they do, and they will also get visibility into what you do, and you build a stronger relationship with all of your team members. Why this is important? Because in case your manager wants to convert your internship to a full-time role or a return offer, he would always consult all your team members to see how you are approaching them, how you are reaching out to collaborate with them, because your skills are already assessed at the interviews. Now it's how you actually perform in the real environment, how you are collaborating with everyone to get things done. So those are important behavioral skills that they will assess by when you reaching out to the other team members. So always reach out to other team members beyond your assigned mentor. And the next important lesson I want to share with you is the importance of diagramming. This I learned from one of my professional coaches. He asked me in my early days, try to diagram everything that you learn to the best extent possible. You can use a tool like a Lucid Chart or Miro if you have licenses from your organization. Even if not, you can use any other diagram tool. Why this is important? Because it is the best way to understand new systems, new products, new projects. And also, when you diagram it, you get the idea how external systems are connected to the current system you are working on. What are the upstream projects that feed data, that feed input to your system? What are the downstream projects that get data that gets output or that process your output from your system? So when you have that understanding, it's easy to reach out to your manager or any other team member to get clarifications onto the challenges you face. Because showing them a diagram will really give them an understanding where you are stuck, where you need help really. And also, if you have to do a demo, sometimes having that diagram can really help you to present the big picture, the big impact of your challenge, of your change, of your feature delivery, of the project that you delivered. So always diagram to the best extent possible, and it helps problem solving. When you diagram things, you can see what are the things I'm missing, what are the gaps that I have in this system, and easily fill them. So the moment you diagram, you solve some of the challenges in your problem already. So try to diagram to the best extent possible everything that you are learning in your internship. The final lesson I want to share with you today is the importance of taking down daily notes. This is something I saw in my recent managers. His notes were reached out by other managers as well because they knew he was taking down a lot of notes, important notes. So whenever they realized that they have solved this problem before, they usually reached out to my manager to go through his notes to figure out issues. So that is really important to take down notes. It's a practice. It's something you will master when you continuously do taking notes. And why it's important? Because as humans, we can't remember everything. We have personal things, professional things that are in our head, and we always forget things. So it's really important to take down notes so you can always refer to them. Sometimes some of the challenges you face, they repeat, not immediately, but after months and years. So you don't remember what your solution was when it comes after months or years. So, but if you have the notes, what steps you followed, what people you reached out to, those notes can really save so much time and effort when those challenges happen, when those situations happen in the future. And sometimes when you want to Share your wins, accomplishments for your next promotion, for your next salary raise. When you have taken down notes, you can easily relate to your wins and accomplishments to your managers without having to go through all your chat history or whatever, or your tickets to identify the biggest accomplishments you made, biggest features you delivered. So having those notes can really help you to show your accomplishments at the end of your internship. And also, one important thing is that when you put down your question, your challenge, your problem, and when you write down the solutions that you're already aware of, that shows 50% of your problem. So always take down notes, journal, and keep them in a secure place that will really help you in the long run. So those are the 5 important lessons that I want to share with you as interns. And I will be sharing more lessons in the coming videos. So if you are an intern, you can directly benefit from this. And if you are a manager, if you are somebody mentoring other interns, you can also encourage to implement these lessons for your interns. If you find this content useful, please like, comment, share, and subscribe for similar content in the future. See you in another video. Until then, elevate.